Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Castle Xanadu, dark, foreboding, constructed on top of an abandoned but still functioning alien base at the center of the Earth. It is from this base that I, Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, orchestrate my plans to invade the surface world and to save pop culture from the woke wankers and cultural vandals trying to dismantle Western civilization, one myth at a time. Greetings, my friends. Today I come before you with news of what is increasingly appearing to be a victory in our war to save pop culture, as more and more evidence surfaces that my reporting of leaks from inside the production on Indiana Jones 5, coupled with your outrage over Kennedy's alleged plan to kill Indy and replace him with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, has forced Lucasfilm to make big changes to this extremely troubled production. There have been, as they say, signs and wonders since my last report that seem to strongly suggest the rumors of major changes are true after all. A recent article appeared on a number of mainstream media websites quoting Harrison Ford about changes in the film. They showed us an ad for the film during the Super Bowl, which was fairly illuminating, and information about how grossly inflated Indy 5's budget has gotten was released, and all of these pieces of information tend to support that my rumors were accurate. And once again, hashtag Doomcock was right.
Doubt it not, ye seekers of wisdom and truth. Doomcock has been all over this story from day one, and it looks like the Overlord's sunlight has sent the roaches scurrying to change the movie, and we can all be grateful for that, as even I, an evil eldritch god, find the idea of Indiana Fleabag nauseating.
Amen to that, Harvey Cthulhu. Par for the course for Kathleen Kennedy. Remember my reporting in December of John Williams' comment at a concert in Italy that Indiana Jones 5 still wasn't finished and a new ending was going to be shot early in 2023? Well, according to my Hollywood spies, folks, Kathleen Kennedy is enraged that not only are her preferred endings being scrapped, she has also been banned from the set where the reshoots are happening.
I suppose having her stomping around, scowling on the set would have been rather detrimental for morale with the crew. But this is what happens when you bungle yet another project this badly.
Indeed, yes, oh skull of Calderon. Recently, I reported a rumor that following the public backlash over my revelations that Indy was going to die back in the past and be replaced by Fleabag, Mangold was making changes to the film, drastically cutting down Phoebe Waller-Bridge's part. And we recently got evidence that this is true in an article titled "Harrison Ford Cracked the Whip on Too Many Jokes About Age in New Indiana Jones Movie." CNN writes, quote, "Indiana Jones might be a few decades older than when the first film about the titular hero was released, but Harrison Ford doesn't want the character's age to be a punchline. In new film Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, there were a lot of old jokes in the script. We took them all out," Ford said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter published Wednesday. Folks, this is partly true and partly bullshit. While it's true that they're cutting all the snarky, degrading old age jokes from Indy 5, they didn't cut them in the script stage, no. They're editing all that garbage out now. And what's more, this is more proof that my rumors were correct and that they're cutting down Phoebe Waller-Bridge's role as much as possible. Because ask yourself, where were all those old man jokes coming from in the movie? Was Indy making them about himself? Hell no. It was Fleabag who was making the constant insulting jokes belittling Indy, and those are apparently now being cut just as my sources told me they were. This alone is proof that the movie is being reworked and Fleabag's part is being cut down as much as possible, just as I said. But there's more evidence, my friends. Notice the Super Bowl trailer. There was hardly any Phoebe Waller-Bridge in it, and she was the butt of the joke, not Indy. She's hanging out of an airplane. Indy says, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "Dangling from the Bombay door, rescuing you." And he saves her. This is clearly not the strong, bestest ever female empowerment that Kennedy had in mind, is it? And by the way, the reception to the Super Bowl trailer has been bad on YouTube, folks. How bad, you ask? They've actually disabled the like-dislike ratio on the trailer. That's right, gang. Lucasfilm feared the public reaction so much, they disabled dislikes entirely. Although dislikes have been hidden on YouTube at the behest of powerful interests in the past, dislikes still existed and you could still see them with a special Google Chrome browser extension. Well, according to Pirates and Princesses, quote, "Through an extension of the Google Chrome browser, you can bring back dislikes. The trailer for the upcoming live-action remake of The Little Mermaid currently sits at 3.4 million dislikes, but it appears that Lucasfilm has outright disabled dislikes on the recent big game trailer for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. If you view the video in the browser extension, the dislike bar says disabled by owner."
Nothing expresses confidence in your project like hiding user feedback. Indy 5 looks like another triumph for Disney. Not.
Indeed, Skull of Calderon, they are running and hiding with this move. They needed to do damage control about all the rumors that Indiana Jones is treated with contempt and disrespect, just like Luke Skywalker was. But they couldn't admit that was the intention all along before my rumors sounded the alarm. And so they decided, hey, we'll have Harrison Ford come out and say there were insulting jokes about Indy, but they were cut during the script stage. That signals, no, this film isn't insulting Indy now, an important message for them, but it also doesn't admit that changes were forced by fan reaction. A neat bit of historical revision, but one that Doomcock is not blind to. But all that said, there's even more evidence to support the rumors I've reported regarding extensive rounds of expensive reshoots, folks. A few days ago, Forbes revealed that Indy 5 is the most expensive film that Lucasfilm has ever produced. Even more expensive than all the Star Wars debacles Lucasfilm has done since Kennedy took over as president of Lucasfilm and was awarded in a company-wide poll most likely to spell out Surrender Dorothy in the sky.
A most singular honor to one such as she.
The flying monkeys were very pleased, to be sure. The insanely inflated budget of Indy 5 is another in a long list of epic failures for Kennedy, as pretty much all of our films have run massively over budget, which is no surprise given that Kathleen Kennedy's productions are so fucked up from the get-go. They regularly fire and replace directors, they're forced to do rewrites and extensive reshoots to cover up for all the mistakes. Just look at the list of the biggest Lucasfilm budgets. 1. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, $294.7 million. 2. Solo, A Star Wars Story, $275 million. 3. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, $275 million. 4. Star Wars, The Last Jedi, $262 million. 5. Star Wars, The Force Awakens, $259 million. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, $248 million.
No surprise, Doomcock. After all, shooting 2 or 3 or 4 different versions of the same movie really runs up the costs. Notice the top 6 out of the 7 movies on the list are Kennedy's, and the top 2 most expensive movies? Indy 5 and Solo.
Oh, that's right, Harvey. Solo lost money for many reasons, including the massive reshoots required when Kennedy sacked the directors about 3/4 of the way through the shoot and brought in Ron Howard to spend even more money to unfuck the mess she made. And he failed because Solo was an awful movie that lost money at the box office. Now, this public admission in Forbes and other publications that Indy 5 is the most expensive movie Lucasfilm has made absolutely supports the rumors I've reported of extensive scrapbooking, reshoot after reshoot, with somewhere between 6 and 9 different endings. This thing is a disjointed mess that's way over budget, and frankly, with all the reshoots, the year-long delay from the initial release date, and a Super Bowl ad, in my personal opinion, the price tag on this movie is probably a sizable chunk more than they're publicly admitting. You can't shoot as much shit as these people have and not pay a steep price, and they're gonna have to make a ton of money to break even. In their article, the direct states, quote, "According to Forbes, Disney confirmed this June's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny will have a shocking budget of $294.7 million. The revelation regarding the adventure blockbuster makes Indiana Jones 5 the most expensive Lucasfilm movie ever and the 8th highest budget film of all time, surpassing Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker and Solo: A Star Wars Disaster. Disney is known for making movies on huge budgets with immense amounts of money being dedicated to creating grand-scale projects with major stars. But even for the House of Mouse, Indiana Jones 5's budget comes across as a massive gamble. This figure doesn't even include marketing, driving up the cost behind Indiana Jones 5 even higher, with theaters taking around half of the ticket sales and likely another $100 million at least being shelled out for marketing. Just how much does this movie need to make? Well, from the sounds of it, to produce a reasonable profit, Indiana Jones 5 will need to fly well past the $800 million mark and close to $1 billion, unquote.
Ouch! Well, looks like maybe it's Kathleen Kennedy dangling from that Bombay door, not Fleabag.
Indeed, Harvey Cthulhu. Indy 5 is now officially the most expensive movie Lucasfilm has made to date, and if it fails, there will be consequences. And according to my Magic 8 Ball, when it comes to Indy 5, outlook not so good. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.